We have some really nice kitchen knives. I mean, I'm not saying that because I have ego about it. They're really nice. They're actually globals, and they were made in Japan. And we were given our first, I don't know, one, two, three, for a wedding gift from a dear friend of the family. And I, one of the things that when people come to the house, like my father-in-law is a chef, they always comment on how nice the knives are and how sharp they are, and I have let them go to seed. I really have. I need to sharpen every single one of these. Now I've been touching it up. I've actually got a Kyocera ceramic rod there that, I mean, we touch them up with, but I actually need to spend some time with some water stones and really sharpen them. So let me show you that process to get your really nice chef's knives and kitchen knives nice and sharp. Actually, I talk about how dull they are and what they need to do. So let me actually show you what this one looks like under a microscope. Now you can see here that the edge is kind of shiny, but let's take a quick look at that. So for knives, I mean, this is my basic system. I use Japanese water stones, and I actually use combination stones. So this is to work out any crazy kinks. This is a 240 and an 800 grit. This is 1,000 and 300. I really like the combination. And then this one is it's a little bit larger, and it's 4,000 and 8,000. And then, of course, I have a stone flattener, and then I have a razor strop with some strop paste if I really want to go to town. Now, you can make these, but it's a stone holder for the sink. I actually bought this one, the Shapu. I'll put a link to it in the bottom of the video. They make them out of bamboo, and they make them out of other woods. I don't like the bamboo one. What I found in previous models I've had, the bamboo one, because of all of the water and grit and everything, it tends to delaminate. So I actually like the wooden ones. But I'll show you how this is constructed. I mean, it's not rocket science, just rabbets, just a single cut, some stainless bolts, and then just some butterflies, and it just works. And let me show you how that works on the sink real quick. So you have just a normal sink, and you adjust it to bridge the sink. What's really nice is when you do this, you can bring the spigot over if you need some additional water. And then all you do is you take, I need to do some work on these because there's some dents and dings. You take your stone and you put it in place. You move this back and you set it, and there we go. So now it's been soaking in water. I don't keep my stones in water all the time, just because I don't have enough to sharpen. But I'll soak them, start the night before I plan to use them. So this one's been soaking. I put it in about 1 inch of water, and it's down to about 1/4 inch, and it's been soaking all night. So. Alright, like I said, let's start out with this 800 grit stone. And I run mine at about 20 degrees. Alright, so that's taken out all the big nicks and that sort of thing. So let's swap it out for the 1,000 grit. So again, we're going to go 1,000, and then we'll flip this over. Alright, so one thing you have to watch out for is this. It's actually better to flip that around so this is on the bottom, especially as your stones wear down, because it would suck to do all this work and then accidentally just like run a blade into that. Alright, so we're going to go, now this isn't a Japanese stone, this is a Norton, and I actually went all the way through my 4,000 and 6,000 Japanese and actually got it fairly thin, and then I dropped and cracked it. So I actually went with the Norton. Norton is a U.S. stone. It's actually made in in Arkansas. So sometimes when people talk about Arkansas stones, it's a Norton stone, same thing. So here we go. That's stupid sharp. Alright, we're going to put the 8,000 in, and I've actually swapped this because I already had a near miss. I know better, so I'm going to go ahead and follow my own advice and swap that around. So I'll show you what this looks like under the microscope, since I showed you what it looks like when it's naughty. But that is a fairly sharp knife. I mean, in the grand scheme of things. Alright, so when you're done sharpening, one of the things that I like to do normally is I pull out the flatter and I'll just give it a quick face just to make sure everything's flat before I put it back up. I'm not doing that. Everything's fairly flat. This is only a one sharpening session, so what you do is you take the stone out, you give it a quick rinse, just to get the majority off. And then you rinse off the board and then take it apart completely and just let it dry. That way the water slurry isn't right against the wood. I mean, the wood's protected with a polyurethane, and then I oil it as well, but still, turn that water off. But still, I like to rinse it off and dry it off. But there you go. So that is that's sharpening.